So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do scatter diagrams and regression lines and how to present when you've done that in a proper way. So an example I've prepared could be you have a Word document, you've found some data you want to analyze. It's given in a table. And what you want to do is you want to open Excel and you want to write the data in columns. And when you've done that, what you want to do is you want to mark the data, all the numbers, and then you want to go to what's called inset or insert. And then you want to find a little pictogram of scatter diagrams and you want to do the first one. So not all the other diagrams, but this one with the dots, and pick the first one. So when you've done that, that's basically the scatter diagram. So that's not really that difficult. Then what you can do is you can press this plus here, or you can go up and you can add diagram elements if you're under this diagram design. So you can add diagram elements, stuff like axis titles, or probably simpler, you can, when you have this marked, the diagram, you can press the plus button and then you can just wing off, I need axis titles and I need this trend line, it's called. So you want to have that on, and whether or not you want a diagram title, that's up to you. So, so now with this, press plus again, and then I have this as before, I just added some stuff. If I want to change stuff, I don't want it to say axis title. So I press that, and then when I go up here, I can write whatever this is. So in this case, I had years since, 1990. And in this case, I had tuition, like that. And if I want the diagram title, then title, whatever you want that to say. So this marks a better presentation of the diagram. Regarding the line here, I can either so I can mark it by pressing it, and if I've marked it successfully, then it's gonna show two small blue circles to show that this line is marked. And then I can either right click it and set format, or I can double click it, and whichever way you do it, a settings window is gonna pop up in the right here. So as default, Excel is gonna choose linear, but you can also choose different models. So you have exponential, linear, polynomial, and stuff like that. And if you scroll down at the bottom, you are going to want to put a mark in the two bottom ones. You want to show the equation and you want to show r squared. And then this is going to pop up. This, I can click it, and then I can, if I move the mouse to hit the border, I can move it around, place it wherever it fits best. And because this is pretty central to what we're doing, what I would do personally is I would, whenever this is marked, I would go to home, and then I would set up the font size. I would go up a couple of sizes, so it's going to be clear what the equation is. You can even change the color if you want to do that. It's black is fine, but you have all these normal settings. You can make it bold and larger and stuff like that. But I would definitely make it larger so it's clear. Also, what you can do is, so for instance, this data set, it starts at around 6,000. So maybe I don't want to have all this empty space. So if I click on the numbers, it's going to mark this. Let's see, I can't do it between, but if I hit a number, it's going to mark this. And again, I can right click and select format, or I can double click. And then over here, I have this format axis. And if I choose this one, axis settings, then I can go to settings where I give what the minimum and maximum. So for instance, in this case, I would like it to start at 6,000, and then the graph is going to change. So it's going to be maybe a little more clear. I could also, here where it says enheder or units in English, the first one is how big the steps are, like how much does it jump from line to line. So for instance, if I didn't want it to be 500, I could say maybe I just want 1,000 jump at a time. So it's going to go 1,000 each time. If that's fine, just leave it the way it is. But so for instance, down here, maybe I don't want it to go 2 at a time. I think it would be nicer to have it go not 2 at a time, but 1 at a time. So that would fit better with the data. Now, when you've done all of this, when you've done the scatter diagram, you've set the axis so it fits with your data, you've made the regression line, you've sort of made it larger and nicer to see and all that stuff. When you've done all of that, what you should do is then you can mark this just somewhere in the white background, and then you can copy it or copy with the keyboard shortcuts or whatever you need, and then I can insert it into my Word document. And here it's sort of still has all of these boxes, so it's sort of integrated Excel document. But what you can do is then you can sort of make it so it fits, and you can use the space so it's going to be a nice large graph showing things clearly. And again, if I want axis titles or this or something like that, you can also in Word go to home and sort of make it bigger. So the key thing here is that you should make the graph, and then you should put in a little bit of effort and work to make it really presentable, so it's going to be nice and clear what's happening, and use the space and not give small graphs that are not easy to read. So that's it, and for now.